Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagatgurum. So we were discussing one of the most prominent shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. Many places it is quoted, many places it is discussed, and it became very symbolic shloka, understanding the purpose of incarnation of God. So Sri Krishna is telling to Arjuna that the reality and the apparent, that which you see may not be real. What you do not see is the reality. Example is given the magic of the magician. People are wondered how he can create a magic. Sri Ramakrishna says this, that people remain busy in understanding or getting entertained the magic, but nobody will go and contact the magician to know the truth. From example point of view, not to destroy the entertainment of magic. So, Krishna says that in reality, he is Ajopi San Avyayatma. He is beyond birth and death. But still, as we take birth, all human beings, we take birth because of our desire and also our karma. So prarabdha karma is nothing but the action and its results. The actions which we have performed in our this life till now and also our previous lives. Whatever actions are performed by us are the result of that you have to undergo. For example, take any action. Nobody is free from that. If I bite a chili, if my mouth burns, whoever bites the chili, his or her mouth should be burned. That is the example. That is the karma and its result. If I take the name of God, if I am benefited by that, if you take the name of God, you also will be benefited by that. So that is called karma and its result. Out of our ignorance, what ignorance? Not knowing the self, not knowing who we are. All our behavior, all our desire, if you think, all desires, smallest desire of eating something to the biggest desire which becomes the cause of our bondage, everything is because of the body. There is no desire practically which comes or which we commit as an action without the intervention of the body. So ignorance is to consider ourselves body and nothing else. To consider ourselves body is natural, but nothing else. That nothing else word comes in Bhagavad Gita. that people do not think beyond. So one who thinks beyond, then only that you feel you are the body, but in your own lifetime, say it is now 6 plus in the evening, exactly after 6-7 hours, we will be completely detached from our body. We will not have any concept what we have now. When we will be in deep sleep, you exist. You do not cease to exist. But you are not connected with the body. So your experience in deep sleep about you is something very different than what we are now. Now we are either man or a woman. There is no concept of man or a woman. Now we are in Singapore. There is no concept of Singapore, India, America, anything. So all that is our perception in the waking state is because of our body. As soon as you are free from body in your deep sleep, all these concepts suddenly disappear. But you exist without these concepts, without these adjectives. I am a man, I am a woman, I am poor, I am rich, I am thin, I am tall, whatever is there. Everything is pertaining to this body. But every day, once in 24 hours, we go to deep sleep and we have this experience of being free from the body. The religion, whatever we practice, is to help to realize this. We were all outside before we entered. Then we came to homeopathy area. Then we came to Sarada Hall. We don't have any doubt about it. We don't have any doubt. In the same way, we are in the waking state. Then we come to a small place which is called dream state. Then you come to the deep sleep state. But it is you who travel. It is you who were outside. It is you who were in homeopathy area. It is you who is in Sarada Hall. In the same way, it is you who is in waking state. Same you will be seeing dreams. And same you will be in the deep sleep. That you doesn't change. Who is that you? Who is that I? Who travels in these three states? Who travels in these three continuously? Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Waking, dream, deep sleep. Waking, dream, deep sleep. We keep on moving. The purpose of religion is to find out who is that who moves in these three states. That's all. When we wake up, we are attached to this body. Because of that, everything comes. Our lust, our greed, our anger, everything comes because of this body. When you go to deep sleep, nothing whatsoever you experience in waking state exists there. People say, I am sleeping, so I don't know. But the word is there already. How you know word is there? Somebody tells you, no? Or when you were in deep sleep, I existed outside. So you believe him, but it is his experience, not yours. Sister Nivedita writes in one letter that probably Swamiji wanted to teach us to understand what we are in our deep sleep while meditating in the waking state. This is the religion. Religion is nothing else. I remember once I was in one small conference. Many Christian Muslims, they had come. So I saw there are 2 or 3 very elderly nuns were there, Catholic nuns. So after seminar was over, lectures were over, and there was a small tea reception and all that. So to them I was telling, what you want to realize eventually after becoming nun. Yes, you live a pure life, you say you will go to heaven, fine, but what you want to realize, what you want to understand. Then I was telling this, that you are consciousness anywhere, and that consciousness is not visible, and that consciousness is as if within you. That's why kingdom of heaven is within you. It is not heaven of entertainment and all that, no. All your pleasure and pain which comes through the body exists when you are connected with the body. But in deep sleep, even if there is no other object for you to be happy or unhappy, but look at your experience. When you are most happy, when you are most satisfied, when you are most contented, most without worries, is deep sleep. There is no pleasure like deep sleep. Every worldly pleasure, whatever it is, any kind of worldly pleasure, has connection with the body. Whether it is eating, whether it is traveling, whether it is seeing, whether it is smelling, whatever enjoyment we want to think about, is all because of the body. When body itself is disconnected with you and still you exist, and that happiness or bliss seems to be much more than this. Whatever you are happy to do, do it. It brings fatigue. It brings tiredness. Eventually you want to sleep. You eat good food. You eat more than what you eat. What is next? I want to sleep. Eating gives us pleasure. Overeating gives us suffering. Who experiences that pleasure and pain? You. But it's because of the body. So in deep sleep, without any object of pleasure or pain, the self is always in a blissful state. That's why when you get up in the morning, or when your mind is in a good state or very calm, think about what you were in your deep sleep. How you express yourself, about yourself in deep sleep. I existed. Nobody has an experience that I did not exist. No, you existed. Sat, existence. But you never had a form. You never had a form. In dream you may have a form. In waking state you have a form. But in deep sleep you don't have a form. So it is in form of consciousness, in form of knowledge that I am. I am. I is Sat. M is that knowledge. I am. And it is always a happy experience to be in deep sleep. Have you ever thought that my deep sleep was very painful? No. Nobody. Whoever goes to deep sleep, dream could be painful or pleasurable. But deep sleep is always a bliss, happiness. So much that we all want to go there. A healthy state of mind in waking state, doctors will tell, it is insomnia, which is not at all good for you. You must go to deep sleep. And in the deep sleep, if you go, then only you are fresh. If you keep open your eyes and lie down whole night, morning you are not fresh. You are the same, you are tired. You keep on seeing dreams maybe. You couldn't get deep sleep on that night. Morning you are not fresh enough. But look at the power nap. For 15 minutes you go to deep sleep. But you are energetic. From where the power comes? That's why objectively it is called Satchidananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat. I exist. That existence is there. But it doesn't have an existence like a bodily existence. So it is in form of knowledge, consciousness. And is always blissful. Nobody's experienced that deep sleep is a painful experience. Always blissful. So Satchidananda also is the state of that in deep sleep, which we have given name in waking state. There is no name also. If there is no form, it's only existence, knowledge and bliss. You can't give a name. Only existence. That's why the only is one of the name of Atman. Only because nothing else exists. I only exist in deep sleep. Person next to me also doesn't exist because person next to me is a part of that world which I see in my waking state, not in my deep sleep. Deep sleep, I only exist. So it's called only Kevala. So if that is so, why we come in this world? Out of our desire. Millions and millions of souls are trying to get manifested to fulfill their desires in this world. Those who are manifested are these 8 billion people in this world. Unmanifested are trillions and trillions of them. So Krishna says, I am birthless, I am deathless. I doesn't have birth and death. And one who understands this, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvata. He who knows thus truly the divine birth and actions of mind does not get rebirth. How it is? If I know that Krishna doesn't have birth and death, then I also will not get birth and death. How it is possible? No. It is not Krishna. It is the same consciousness about whom Krishna is talking. When you realize that a huge tsunami wave is made of water, I am a small ripple in the ocean, but I am also made of the same water. Then you do not get birth again. So to realize that I am birthless, I don't have death, I don't have birth, is understanding that Krishna doesn't have birth and death. So real Krishna is within me in form of consciousness. Don't consider Krishna as an individual being. And that was a historical person who took birth and did his leelas and played his role. And he says, I come to do this. Whenever there is vices increase in this world, I incarnate. Help the people who want to realize truth and help people maybe by eliminating them to bring to this real path. That how all the prophets and incarnations came. But is it that Krishna told to Arjuna and then it started, that people found the new way? No. This is age-old. People are realizing truth everywhere. whether they are Hindus, whether they are any religion they belong to. Salvation, liberation, mukti, moksha is the same. Freedom from ignorance. People say from their point of view. You will find one religion telling, no, until you come to this religion, there is no salvation. Again, there is one group of people in Hinduism will say, no, you worship whomsoever you like, you will not attain liberation, only Krishna. There is one group. So it's okay. Let people say what they want to say. We believe that it is the same truth. It is the same spirit. It is the same consciousness, Atman, unborn, without birth and death, manifest in everywhere in this world, in form of incarnations, in form of prophets, in form of anybody who can throw light, and we progress one or two steps. If the light is a big floodlight, thousands of people can walk in that. If it's a small torch, only you can walk. But both our purpose is the same. So this path of liberation is not opened by Krishna. No. Shankaracharya says that. Not that Sri Krishna started something new. Oh, Sri Ramakrishna was born, he started something new. Nobody starts anything new. From the time immemorial, people realize the truth, holding on to, sometimes to Krishna, sometimes to Christ, sometimes to Prophet, sometimes to Buddha. Whichever suits you. But goal is to realize this truth. So how they did it even before Krishna? Vita raga bhaya krodha manmaya mam upashrita bahava jnana tapasa puta mad bhavam agata. Take a pail of water, bucket of water, throw a coin. So you can see coin is there at the bottom of the bucket. Now you put some dark ink. Even if coin is there, you cannot see. Even if you don't put dark ink, you disturb the water. Still you cannot see the coin below. So if you throw the coin in a bucket of water, to see the coin at the bottom, two things are required. Water should be still, not turbulent, and it should be clean. Same principle goes with us. Your mind has to be clean and your mind has to be calm. If these two you achieve, then you see, for example, the coin at the bottom of the bucket, you realize truth in your heart. And interestingly, unless your mind is completely pure and completely calm, you cannot. So all of us are trying to do that. You give away everything and sit down quietly in one place. Let it be for temporarily. When you go and sit in the temple and meditate, what you are doing? Permanently you are not able to renounce, no problem. But you left things at home and you do not want to think that here, so far as you are in meditation or you are in prayer. You discard all attachment and aversions and just be quiet. Just take the name of God. If you keep on remembering those things, you cannot remember God like that. So he says, Vita raga, Vita bhaya, Vita krodha. People have earlier, many have realized truth by becoming pure, puta, by becoming pure. How they became pure? Jnana tapasa puta. They did austerity to get knowledge. What is austerity? Your mind is generally not habituated to do that. But you force yourself. That's called tapasya or tapas. Tapa means heat, friction. You have to force yourself. Mind wants to go everywhere. You try to force and keep at the feet of your Ishta. That's called tapasya. That's called tapas. So many have done this tapas earlier to achieve the knowledge and became pure by that austerity. Madbhavam agata. And eventually they realized this bhava, my bhava, that I am birthless, that I am deathless. But for that what they did? Vita raga. They became free from attachment. This is one word in practical spiritual life. This word is the answer for many of our basic questions. When we struggle in our spiritual life, shows only one thing, that we are not detached. We are attached. If you are attached, you can't give up. You can't give up. You cannot think of anything higher because it pulls you back. So you must be detached. So Vita Raga, Vita Bhaya. What is fear? Fear of losing. Fear of losing what? Fear of losing life, fear of losing relationships, fear of losing money, fear of losing beauty, fear of losing whatever you say belong to me. We don't want to lose it. But we all know, a day will come certainly in your life when you have to give up. All these things we listed, you have to give up. When you die, you cannot take anything what you have. Neither people, not the things, nothing. So mentally renounce now itself. So that when you are alive, when you are in the body, when you are healthy, you can concentrate, you can think of God. By detaching yourself with whatever you consider your own, that doesn't mean we have to hate them, no. Hatred is not required. As attachment is not required, hatred also is not required. Detachment is something neutral in between. Detachment is not opposite to attachment. Opposite to attachment is aversion or the hatred. Detachment is the correct position. Neutral position. Neither attached nor hatred. Attached means I can't give up this one. Hatred means I don't want this. I don't see it. Detachment is there okay? Is not there also okay? That is called detachment. So detachment is the right spirit. So if you are detached, you don't need to give up because it's not practical for you to give up. Can you give up your family? No. Can you give up your house? No. What you can give up? Practically nothing, except your internal not good qualities, etc. you can give up. But detachment has to be there. If detachment is not there, you won't be able to do your spiritual practice. So Vita Raga, giving up the attachment. Vita Bhaya, everything that is fear of losing, mentally you renounce, though there is nothing fear about it. I know, one day I have to give up anyway. This body itself I have to give up. What about relationships? What about property? What about money? Nothing is going to come with my body itself will not come with me. How other things can come with me? So to overcome fear, detachment will help. Fear of losing whatever, you become detached, so nothing more to fear about it. How to know whether you are attached or not? You are attached or not, you come to know when you lose the thing, how much pain you get is exactly what attachment you had with the things. Love is different. Love and attachment are different. Love is not selfish. Love is called spiritual. In love, you are always busy to make the person happy. That's called your love. Otherwise, it is selfishness. I want to be happy, that's why I love you. That is selfishness. But I love you and I want you to be happy. It doesn't matter whether I am happy or not. That is spiritual. So here he says, with raga, free from attachment and free from fear. Fear of losing. And with krodha, if you don't have attachment, and when you lose the thing, then the krodha or the anger will not come. So you will find attachment, fear and anger is three manifestations of the same bondage. I am attached to this, so I am afraid of losing it, and if something happens to it, I become angry. Three manifestations of the same relationship with the object. Manmaya, and one who always is thoughtful of me. If you cannot think of that consciousness always, that's why he gave a form. That consciousness took form not out of compulsion, but out of compassion. We are born without of compulsion. Because of our desire we are born. God is not born out of desire, not out of compulsion. God takes birth out of compassion. But he is detached. Krishna says in one or two more slokas that I have nothing to do with anything. That's why Mahabharata war he told, I am not going to fight. You want me, I can be with you. I am not going to fight with you. He took a simplest job, that is called charioteer job, driver's job. If Krishna was to fight on behalf of Pandavas, nobody was required. Krishna alone was enough to finish Kauravas. But he said, no, I will not fight. To fight means, that's why he says, I don't have any special attachment with Pandavas. Because they are inside of Dharma, that's why I am helping them. I am free. One place he says, I don't have any duty to perform. I don't have any guilt that I must perform. So he is free, detached. Manmaya. Those who are absorbed in me. Maya word is used as completely identification. Tanmaya. Full of that is called Tanmaya. We have a Swamiji is coming today called Tattvamayananda. Full of, completely identified with Tattva. That means the truth. So this Manmaya, Matmaya, one who is absorbed in me, one who is full of me, Maham Upashrita, one who has taken refuge in me. One who has taken refuge means one who has offered himself to me, for whom nothing else than me is important. Upa Ashrita. Upa always stands for closeness. One who is close to God and one who is dependent on God. So these people, Bahavo, there are many in the past who has taken this. What they have done? Vitaraga, free from attachment. Vitabhaya, free from fear. Vitakrodha, free from anger. Manmaya, full of me. Whenever you talk, full of me. There is a expression in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was not well at the end of his life. One particular time, he was suffering from loose motion. Urge to go to toilet is every few minutes. Passing motion like water. So much tired. At that time, one Ayurvedic doctor was called Ram Kaviraj from nearby district, a small village called Natagad. From there, this Ram Kaviraj had come. This Ram Kaviraj gave a statement and said, "Whom I have come to see, he is passing motion like water. His gamcha, his towel is always wet." Towel is always wet means at that time, now also many people practice, as we wash our hands and feet. People used to take bath. Those who are still traditional, they take bath after visiting toilet. Sri Ramakrishna had to do that. So his towel is always wet. By the time towel gets little dry, he goes to toilet again. But that Ram Kaviraj says, but nothing else than the name of God comes out of his mouth. In Bengali it is nicely said, সরা সরা বাজ্যে যাচ্ছে, গামছা শুকোচ্ছে না, কিন্তু মুখে ঈশ্বর বই আর কিছু আনছে না. He passes motion like water, completely exhausted. The towel remains wet because there is no time for towel to get dry up. Before it dries, he has to take bath again. But in such condition also, nothing else the name of God comes out of his mouth. That is the observation of the doctor who came to see Sri Ramakrishna. That is called Manmaya. Completely full of God. Nothing else than God comes out of him. Mam Upashrita. And one who is surrendered to God, one who is closer to God. Bahavo, Bahavaha, so many people like this have existed in the past. Jnana tapasa puta, are purified by that fire of knowledge, by this tapasya, by this tapas of knowledge, the austerity of knowledge. Mad bhavam agataha. And eventually, they have attained my state. What is my state? That state which is consciousness. That is the God who is within us as consciousness. When Swamiji came back from America and went to, from Sri Lanka onwards, came to, so he was received at Calcutta. That was the time the celebration is going on. So, in that, when he was received in Calcutta, they gave a citation to him in which they had written, the disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Swamiji, in his reply, in his lecture in Calcutta address, he says, while honoring me, you have uttered a name of Sri Ramakrishna, who in the heart of all of you is in form of an eternal witness. That is consciousness. So Sri Ramakrishna has, his real nature is consciousness which is within us also. And this he doesn't say to some of his disciples in a corner of the room. No, he tells in public that Sri Ramakrishna is personified. There is a person Sri Ramakrishna. But there is a principle Sri Ramakrishna which is consciousness. There are many who have realized that earlier, Sri Krishna says, and they all eventually came to attain my state. All of them realized that which is beyond the name and form, which is beyond this state of mind. But people's way of attaining God, people's way of realizing this consciousness could be different. May not be the same. As different religions are there, in the same way, in the same religion there are many ways. Even we say there is a jnana, bhakti, karma, yoga. Not only 4 paths. The permutation combination could be infinite number of varieties. Somebody has more jnana, less bhakti. Somebody has more bhakti, less jnana. Somebody is full of yoga, little jnana, little bhakti. Different combinations could be there. But if they are sincere, and if they are trying to achieve and realize this truth, eventually they reach God. That's what he says. Ye yatha mam prapadyante stans tatheva bhajamyaham. Mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasha. Whichever way they are traveling, eventually reach to me. As they come, I support them in that way. There is no fanaticism in classical Hinduism. Whichever path you follow, not even different paths of Hinduism. There is no name Hinduism in any of our scriptures. Later on, people told they are Hindus. They said now the more Swami Vivekananda told at that time. Hinduism is not Hinduism. Others, the Persians told that these people are Hindu people. Swamiji says, if you want to call yourself Vedanti or call yourself Sanatani. Because that Sanatana, that eternal religion is what you are following and which encompasses everything. So whichever manner people approach God, I favor them in that very manner. God replies in that manner. Everybody who follows, they follow their own path, which eventually leads to me. So what is it is not the path which is wrong or right. It is the person's approach which is wrong or right, and telling that my path is only true. Infinite paths are there. Wherever it came that my path is the only path, that has created a lot of disturbances in this world, including bloodshed. That's why spiritual people cannot afford to have this kind of misunderstanding or the bloodsheds. Those who don't understand, those who less understand, and those who misunderstand. And they represent religion, and that becomes a problem. So he says, according to the manner in which they approach me, I favor them in that very manner. Human beings follow my path in every way. There is a nice shloka. As all the rain water eventually goes to the ocean, you worship whichever God eventually goes to the Supreme Lord. Your paths could be very different. All the rivers are different, start from different places, have a different paths, eventually go and merge in the same ocean. Ocean is only one. For geographical, we say one Pacific, one Atlantic, this and that. It's the same water. And all the rivers are continuously poured in this ocean. So in the same way, the truth is only one. By different religion, by different prophets, by different incarnations, they tell people, show the path to reach. Those who do not have the overall idea will say, no, my path is the only path. But your path also you reach ocean, other path also you reach ocean. Oceans are not two. Ocean is only one, water is only one. So, these were the ideas that Sri Krishna says, that eventually your understanding that God who is already within you, it is not somebody superimposed or brought and installed from outside. No. Everybody is born with that, born with this consciousness within to realize that. Otherwise we cannot realize. So that is truth, and that is the purpose of all the religions and all the scriptures, as it is said in Hinduism. Hinduism, we always say this. The truth is one. We call the truth by whichever name you want to say. Ekam sat vipra bahudha vadanti. The truth is one. Different sages call it by different names. Sages' language could be different. Sages' words could be different. But unless one is realized the truth, he cannot antagonize or go against any other religion. Think of Swamiji's lecture in Chicago Parliament, first lecture. He says, we not only believe in the religion which are present, all the future religions which may come, or the religions which were in the past, we believe in all of them. Why? This is the reason. God inspired them to believe. So far as you are not harmful to others, even practically people accept. Singapore, we have a very beautiful atmosphere given. I went to India, I praised that in one of the lectures there. I do not know any other country is there or not, but Singapore is the only country where harmony of religion is by law. You practice your religion, no problem. Not a single word of criticism for any other religion should come. That's what Sri Krishna says. Eventually all the religions come to the same goal. Whether you call it the state of nirvana, whether you call it kingdom of heaven, whether you call it Vaikuntha, Kailasa, whether you call it salvation, liberation, mukti, moksha, is all same. So those who are sincere in following that path will never have any criticism for other paths. So to be sincere in your own path is the test by which you will be able to appreciate the other paths also. I don't need to travel by your path. My path is unique path and I follow that path. But I don't have right to say that my path is the only path and your path is wrong. That right nobody has. So we'll take up other slokas next week. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.